All right, this is a quick tutorial on how to complete Module 6 from the Basic Computer Skills class assignment, which is the Microsoft Excel Duplication Activity. So similar to the assignment you did for Module 4, where you had a PDF of a Microsoft Word document and you had to recreate that document in Microsoft Word. So all the formatting, the font sizes, the alignment, all of those things matched what was in the PDF. This is very similar. You're just doing it in Excel instead of a Word document. All right. So similar to the other activity, the different fonts and the different sizes are listed here. So you don't have to worry about going through the whole entire library of fonts to find the right one. Because the point is just that we see that you know how to change these things. But I don't want you guys to waste your time. So the first thing you're going to want to do is open up the PDF. All right, and I think it's easiest to have, if you have enough room, to have this on one side of your screen. And then I'm going to open up an Excel spreadsheet on the other and look at both of them kind of side by side to make sure that I'm doing the right thing and copying what I see from one sheet to the next, okay? So the first thing I see is that it says Jasper Enterprises at the top. So I'm going to go ahead and just copy that text right here. I can see that below Jasper Enterprises, there's 4 columns. So that tells me that this single text box is going to be the same width as 4 columns that come below it. So what I'm going to do is make this bigger for a second, is click this button called Merge and Center. After I highlighted those 4 columns, that automatically is going to turn those 4 separate columns into one single column just for this row that I've highlighted. And once we do a little bit more formatting, it's going to make this Excel spreadsheet look just like what we have in the sample PDF. Okay, so I know that I need to change the font because it doesn't look quite the same. So I'm just going to come back here and see, it's either going to be the Arial font or the Times New Roman font. I believe that this is Times New Roman. So I'll go up here to my font box, scroll down, until I find Times New Roman. All right, and then I can tell that on the PDF, this is in bold. So again, just going to kind of mirror what we see over there. I'm going to make it bold, and then let me figure out what font size. So it's the largest text on the Excel, and the largest size that it could be is 18. So I'm going to assume that this is font size 18. Okay, so that's how we start. Then the second line, I see that the very first column says 3rd quarter budget. So I'm going to go ahead and just type that text in. And again, going back to reference, I see that we have different sizes. It's either 6, 10, or 18. This is the smallest thing on the whole entire chart. So I believe that this is going to be font size 6. And I know that it has to be either the Arial font or the Times New Roman. And I can tell that that's Arial. Now that I've selected that, I can tell it matches. So the other thing that you can see on the sample you're duplicating is that there's a lot of space after 3rd quarter budget in that column. So I know I need to just drag this over to make the column a little bit bigger. Okay. And then on the line under that, there's nothing in that column, but move one column over and we see these different months. So I'll write those names of the months on the row below in the columns to the right of the 3rd quarter budget. Okay. Again, going back to my instructions, I see that that font should probably be size 10. So I'm going to highlight all 3 so that I can change the font at the same time for all 3. And I know that it's size 10, and I also can tell that it's the Arial font. The other thing that's different from what I'm seeing in my Excel right now and what I'm seeing in my PDF is that these months are each centered in the column. Right now, they're aligned to the left side of the column that they're in. So I'm going to click on this center button on my toolbar bar, which is automatically going to center them. And I know I'm probably going to have to make these all just a little bit bigger as I enter more data below. So I'll stretch those out. All right, and I'll do one more line before I end this. So the next line, revenue, is the first word that we see. Again, I can figure out this probably is size 10 based on my instructions, that it should be the Arial font. And I can also tell that it's bold, as are actually the months as well. So I'm going to highlight all of them and click the bold button, and that's going to highlight, or I'm sorry, going to make all of those cells that are highlighted bold at the same time without having to go through each one. And then here I can tell that this is kind of a dark gray color in the background of the revenue cell. So I'm going to go to my fill color, and I'm just going to kind of test out which gray I think it is. Okay. And then you'll just go from there, filling in the next row is sales, all of these numbers, consulting, total income. And one quick hint, when you finish, you can highlight all of the cells, and then you're going to find your icon that shows a little box with a kind of like a cross inside, so it's split into 4 cells. If you click on this drop down arrow, here are your options to put borders on your selected cells. So if you just click all borders, once you've highlighted the whole entire chart, you'll see that the border shows up. Okay. So that should hopefully be enough information to get you started. Just remember to pull up the PDF on one side and then pull up the Excel on the other side of your screen so that you can just completely duplicate what you see in the PDF version in an Excel spreadsheet to demonstrate to us that you know all of the skills that are necessary to use Excel and to format things in different types of ways. All right. Good luck on your assignment, everyone.